If you mapped out Region 4 in Class 6A, there is one apparent outlier. One school separate from Northridge, Hillcrest, Central, and Paul Bryant, but still considered Tuscaloosa County. Brookwood's closest county rival is 15 miles away. Another stark contrast is Brookwood is the only Tuscaloosa County high school that does not play or practice at the high school, something that Panthers head coach Mike Bramblett thought was going to be corrected this fall before plans for a new football stadium were delayed. This is not a time to lose hope. It's a time to get some.
We'd like to feel like the little things that we do help build that morale, that camaraderie, those relationships that go on for people to take pride in the community of Brookwood. That's what it's all about. Everything is building to that sense of pride, and it's about time people start taking that.
The best way to do that is to give people an example. Billy Joe Young is perfect to play that role. His story is well known to anyone that has ever stepped foot into the stadium that bears his name.
If you are from the community, you are going to know Billy Joe Young. You're going to know that name. This stadium, this field, is the center of our community.
Live that life that makes a difference.
It would have been easy for Young to have let the beginning of his story be the end. On October 27, 1951, in a game against Thompson High School, Young suffered an injury that left him paralyzed. The Panthers took his tragedy and turned it into triumph, winning 10 consecutive football games, which to this day is the longest streak in program history. Young began lifting spirits too.
You know, this is a guy that is in the press box calling youth baseball games, youth basketball games. He didn't give up. He continued to fight to make that difference. And that's what we're trying to get through to the young men in our program.
Brookwood football home games are a literal celebration of Young. The stadium's name is Billy Joe Young Field. There's a number 3 helmet mural next to the concession stand and a platform at the 50-yard line that is painted with a Panther Paw 3 to recognize the spot that Young would broadcast Brookwood football games. This season, there is one more salute to Young's legacy. For just the second time in 65 years, a Brookwood player will wear the number 3 jersey.
Bringing all of those families together to Billy Joe Young Field on Friday nights is what people look forward to, and that is what Billy Joe would be excited about, and he would be so thrilled to know that his number 3 is coming back.
Brotherhood on me, brotherhood on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brotherhood!
It's easy to say that, but who's going to bring it to life? That's the difference maker that we're looking for.
Coach Bramblett and his staff spent off-season workouts and fall practice deciding who would represent Brookwood and the number 3. They don't use a point system. They use the eye test.
They're bringing it out every day. The competitive spirit that we are looking for, they bring it every day.
The first, Billy Joe Young, number 3, is Jacob Rowell.
Honestly, I just worked to be the best me. I actually wanted somebody else to get it. I'm glad for the opportunity, but I thought somebody else should have got it. I got to take a lot more responsibility than I have been, and probably got to mature a little bit too.
It would have been easy to give the number 3 to a senior, a player who has been with the program since Bramblett took over 4 years ago. You almost expected it. But Brookwood coaches didn't put the emphasis on seniority
Because you've earned it.
as much as natural leadership.
We pray for safety for our kids every day. Hope and pray that nothing like that ever happens to them. But we want them to make that same difference in their lives as Billy Joe Young did in his.
You can see the results are starting to pay off on the field. The Panthers are off to a 2-0 start for the first time in 8 years. It's early, but it feels like there's a change coming. But one thing will stay the same.
Billy Joe on 3. 1, 2, 3. Billy Joe!